And you're happy and you know it.
I think that's a different song.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's the one I sing with my grandkids. I don't know.
This is Pharrell Williams' version of Happy.
Okay, well, you're happy. It's just, you know, it's good to be happy, right?
Always. Yep, absolutely. And my furry little friend here says,
yes.
Happy! Break out of that shell. Be happy.
Okay. I have a drippy nose this morning, so I have Kleenex just in case. Just in case I don't want to sneeze all over you. Well, so welcome everyone to, you know, Feng Shui Friday with Anita and Cheryl, as we learn to use the F word. And Cheryl is shuffling a card from the deck from Tara Catherine Collins, who's our teacher mentor for the Western School of Feng Shui. And so, yeah, this is the Paradise, personal Paradise cards. And Cheryl is going to give us a card, and yeah, whatever comes up,
we'll see. Talk about it. They're being very stubborn this morning. It's quite interesting. Oh. Yeah. Oh, all right. Sooner said than done. Out flies. Out and one flies. Out. The number 5 card. This is the image of it.
Oh. Okay. Well, we. And
I'm gonna focus up. Flowers. Yay! My favorite topic.
Oh, good.
Flowers.
So the number 5 card is flowers?
The number 5 card is flowers.
Oh, cool. Well, I have some experience with that.
You think? Might have something to do with our parallel lives growing up, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think so. Okay.
Can we tell everybody a little bit of our background and why flowers is so important to us?
Yeah. Yeah. Why don't you go? Go, Cheryl.
Sure. So I grew up in northern Saskatchewan on a farm. Spent lots of time outside. So nature and me, bestest buddies. And my mom, oh my gosh, could she garden? So naturally, I have a love of plants. And in my adult life, I did my journeyman landscaping certification. So I am officially a journeyman landscaper. And Anita, what college did we both go to?
Yeah, we both went to Olds College, and I graduated with my certification in floriculture. And I actually worked at Olds College for a couple of years. I actually got to work with the amazing fellow, anyways, Buck Godwin.
Incredible horticulturalist.
Oh, he was just an amazing guy. Anyways, Grandpa Buck, we called him. Yeah, so I have a background in flowers. And had my own flower shop for 18 years. And interesting enough, that whole time, what I discovered is that people would come in and they would purchase flowers, right? And/or living plants. And they would, you know, purchase them for a birthday or an anniversary or sympathy or something like that. But really what they were doing was, you know, purchasing the flowers as a way to convey an emotion. So I really didn't, you know, even though I sold flowers, I was really helping people to express their emotions.
What a beautiful way to say that.
Yeah. And you know, when we look at Mother Nature as our greatest teacher, and we see that she puts flowers everywhere, you know, there is not a, you know, even in the desert, think about that, right? Think about even in the desert, Mother Nature has put flowers. On the highest of the mountaintop, right? You know, I remember doing a trip 20 some years ago, actually probably 25, with my brother, going on a trail ride and going to the very top of the mountain. And he was so excited to share with me that, guess what? There were flowers growing on the very top of the mountain, right? And it was just amazing. And so we have to think about, how do flowers personally make you feel? Do they make you happy, right? Do they lift your chi? Like when we look at those flowers behind Cheryl,
Oh,
that just makes you feel good. It brightens up your day. And of course, we're in this transition period right now
mhm.
between, spring and when the flowers start to emerge out of the ground. And so I think our soul innately is longing for that color, that vibrancy, that reminder that we're all here to grow. And
Mhm.
flowers, I mean, flowers teach us that we are all individual. And just like flowers, some are known for their beautiful scent. Some are known for the softness of their petals. Some are known for their longevity.
Mhm.
There's just so much symbolism with flowers. Yeah.
I
So
think it's
that,
fascinating that here in Canada, anyway, every one of our provinces has a provincial flower.
yeah.
So the importance to it in our cultural societies is massive as well. And it's like you said, Anita, it's the emotions that flowers bring forth.
Yes.
Um, I spend a lot of time in my yard. Anybody who knows me that's been to my yard loves my yard. It's not just the flowers, it's the whole energy behind it. So flowers are probably one of the easiest ways to shift the chi in a space. So
Yes.
I'm really curious,
Hmm.
anybody watching now that's online with us live right now or in the future, type in your favorite flower. I did this as a questionnaire once when I had a group of people over to my home for a party and just asked everybody what their favorite
Yeah.
flower was. And it was interesting to hear the differences. Although I love fragrance and I love a lot of things, a tulip is my favorite flower because they come in so many colors
Mm.
and they're open. They may not last a long time, but for spring and tulips, it's like new beginnings. It's a fresh start.
Yeah, I used to tell my customers, my guy customers, I'd say, you want to buy these tulips, these tulips, yeah,
I
because
love that.
there's only two reasons that I discovered that men buy flowers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm, because they either want to get funged or they funged up. That's re-
That's you. That's the
that's
truth.
my experience, right? I don't know what your experience is,
Well,
but
you've got 18 years in the having
yeah,
a flower shop, so you've probably
yeah.
more experience than the rest of us.
Yeah, so Paula says that every state, Paula Myers joining
Mm-hmm.
us. Thank you, Paula, for
Hi,
joining us.
Paula.
And Paula says that every state in the US has a state flower as
Oh,
well,
very cool. So,
right?
the
And
importance.
Colorado, it's columbine.
Oh, I love columbines. I have them in my
Yeah,
yard.
they are
Tough.
beautiful.
They're
Yeah,
tough.
they can be a little bit of a weed though.
Well, as can
And
anything.
yeah, Paula's favorite flower is peony.
Oh, beautiful.
And so she had several in Washington, and now that she's moved to Colorado, she plans to plant a ton.
Yep.
And you know what? Peonies
Tough.
they're an exceptional flower
Mhm.
because they have such a beautiful fragrance.
Mhm.
They're so huge and beautiful. And I actually, one of my nieces, I can't remember which, because I've done
A few
35
weddings.
family wedding flower things. But anyways, one of them wanted peonies, and I think they were getting married in the beginning of August or something. And I said, okay, well, you do know that peonies are, they come out in June, right? And so what I did is I actually, you can what's called dry pack them. You can actually dry pack tulips and peonies. So what you do is you cut them and you roll them up in a moistened newspaper. Just roll them up gently in moistened newspaper and put them in your cold room. And those peonies we actually used for her wedding. Like it was almost 8 weeks after we cut the peonies. And
Wow,
they
that's
still
pretty
had the
amazing.
beautiful fragrance. And
Mhm.
yeah, so thank you for that,
That's very cool.
Paula.
I love peonies. I'm not
I
a fan
love
of the ants
peonies.
that usually go with them, but I like peonies.
Yeah. And you know what? If we go back to Feng Shui and the
Mhm.
importance of having flowers in our environment. So
Exactly.
whether it's a picture like Cheryl has behind her, right? So what happens in the subconscious mind is that, you know, just looking or viewing at that picture takes you to a place of, you know, happiness,
Mhm.
right? Makes you smile. Having live plants in the home, you know, not only can you care for them, because we, you know, we have again that innate sense that, you know, when we're caring for something that we're, you know, on purpose or serving or something like that.
Mhm.
The only thing we want to caution is that when you have live plants in your home and flowering plants, they will not bring you good chi if they are dying,
Distressed.
if they're
Distressed.
stressed. You know, don't try and be a plant doctor. Just bless them, thank them for their beauty that they gave you, and let them go to plant heaven, because they actually will be draining or, you know, sucking the chi from your home, right? So
Mhm.
you want healthy, vibrant, growing, you know, because they're a symbolism of growth. And again, we could look at the homeopathy remedies, you know, Bach flowers
Mhm.
and
Aussie,
the
Australian life
rose.
essences. Yep.
Yeah. And also, you know, going back thousands and thousands of years, you know, we talk about, you know, there's flowers used in every culture for some kind of ceremony,
Mhm.
right? Whether it was a burial ceremony or a, you know, a new birth ceremony or something,
Weddings. Yep.
there's always those flower essences
Mhm.
that were and are included. So again, it might be a reminder for us to, you know, kind of get back into that natural world
Mhm.
and become aware of, you know, what energy influence those things have on our, you know, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we talk quite often about the Bagua and five element theory. And one of the elements that we work with is the wood element. And flowers, ta-da, are part
Mm-hmm.
of the wood element. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're having a little bit of health issues, stressing, things like that, and you've worked with the Bagua with us enough times or taken one of our classes, the health and family area of your home is usually where we start talking about the Bagua. And the health and family area is also um, depicted with the wood element of
Yes.
flowers. So bringing in a beautiful flowering plant or a very healthy, vivacious plant into a space. And I think when flowers going into hospitals and hospice
Yes.
became popular, they were doing feng shui. They may not have realized it, but they were bringing in that life force, that
Yeah.
chi energy to help shift the energy in the space. And you can too. I,
Yeah.
oh, peace, like the Easter lilies that should be coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, you can't get them as fragrant as it used to be. I love the fragrance of them.
Yeah. And you know what? They're very symbolic, right?
Mm-hmm.
The
The
symbolism
rebirth.
with an Easter lily, the
Mm-hmm.
symbolism that we attach to a rose,
Rose.
right? The symbolism, you know,
Yeah.
there's so much symbolism around flowers.
Mm-hmm.
I want to just say hello to my sister Jeanette and
Oh, hi,
sister
Jeanette.
Polly. They're checking
Hi,
in
Polly.
from their boat. They're out on a
Nice.
catamaran somewhere in the Pacific Ocean by Mexico.
Yay for
Hello,
them.
sisters. Yeah. Yeah, how cool is technology when you can
Oh,
do that, right?
no kidding. No kidding. So before
And
we wrap up, Anita, we need to talk about the number 5.
yeah, but I do want to just mention one more thing
Okay.
about flowers. because some people that are listening now or in the future may have this experience. So quite often, a gift of flowers is given when somebody transitions, right? So sympathy flowers. And having recently gone through a family member, and so many times people will say, oh, I don't want flowers, it reminds me of when my dad died, or or something like that. And so I really want to maybe express a different point of view, in that flowers are there for the living. They're not there for the person that transitioned, and they are there to help us process that grief in a way that when we can look at the color or the shape of the flower or the specific flower and the fragrance of it, it might take us to a beautiful memory or a time, or connection with the essence of that person. And just like we all are in this cycle of life, and just as a flower, we start from a seed and we grow and we have our different strengths and our different beauty. And eventually, the cycle of life will happen. And so it really is symbolic of that and a reminder of that. And so when you have the opportunity to give the gift of flowers when someone transitions, it is really important. And I think what happens a lot of times is there are so many people not knowing how to express their emotions through their word, or that they do it through flowers. And then, maybe somebody becomes overwhelmed by so many all at once. But really, if we can just kind of sift through that and really know that the true purpose of them being there is to help us with that grieving process. It's helping us to remember there is a cycle of life, and that there is new birth and growth and all of that. And I think that's what the Easter lily stands for. Good morning, Sandra. Nice to have you here.
Absolutely.
And okay, so then that's the show is going to be a little longer
because it's a topic that we're both kind of love a little bit.
Yeah, we're a little passionate about that.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing I want to mention here too is I've heard the phrase quite often, well, I don't like fresh flowers because they die. Well, that's like saying you don't want to eat fresh food because it gets old, or you don't want to do the dishes because they're going to get dirty again.
Yeah, because there's
the concept behind them is to enjoy them right here, right now. They bring you into the present moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, the number 5.
Okay, the number 5. Tell us about the number 5.
Well, you're way better at these than I. So I'm going to go with what Adirondack talks about, and I'm going to go with the shape of it. So in this case, and people make the numbers a little bit, hopefully you can see that clearly. So it's got the solid top, but a bit of a curvature at the bottom.
Oh,
it's a little off balance.
I have more curvature at the bottom. The top isn't quite so solid, but anyways.
I think 5 reminds me of water. It's very asymmetrical, and to just go with the flow. That's what I take out of the number 5 in my version of numerology. How about you, Anita? What's your version of?
Okay, so when we look at the numerology of 5, 5 represents change. And if we add up the numbers 2021, right? 2 plus 2 plus 1 equals 5. And so the 5 is a reminder of change. So I think, really in ending this, we could say that perhaps we've changed your perception a little bit around flowers, right? And that we should welcome that change, because those flowers are always reminding us that nature changes. Nature is constantly growing and changing. The energy of it never sits still. And so we too should be like the flower and welcome that change and that growth and that opportunity to be in that cyclical energy, right? That beautiful cycle of life, and yeah, just embrace it. Embrace it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you know what? Just go out and enjoy them.
Mhm.
When my garden is in full flower one year, I went, this is an idea for anybody. I went to the dollar store and I bought some glass vases because quite often you can get them inexpensively. And I went and cut a bunch of flowers and just delivered them to random houses.
Oh, nice.
It was so much fun for me to do that. It was like being a little elf at Christmas time. Right? The expression on those people's faces, I could anticipate that for the next day or two. It was, it gave me great joy doing that. So if you happen to live in a place where you can go out and cut some fresh flowers, go surprise somebody with a bouquet.
Yeah, or you know what? Just what about treating yourself, right?
That too.
Yeah.
Sweet peas.
And don't wait for an occasion, right? Don't wait for an occasion to buy your favorite flower. You know, don't wait for an occasion for someone to give you flowers. Treat yourself.
Exactly.
Bring that natural world indoors. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, well, we're just like,
let's sing them out.
Sing it out. Okay, well, everybody have a happy Friday. Thanks for joining us for Feng Shui Friday. Then we'll, whoa. Time out.
What'd you forget?
We forgot to say that next week is Good Friday. And we're going to actually be doing our Feng Shui Friday on Thursday.
Oh yeah, you don't want to miss this one.
Right.
And we don't want to miss any of them. But
yeah, and we have some exciting things to share with you next week. Hopefully we'll have time. Okay.
Okay.
That's it. Okay. I can sing and dance and work my computer at the same time.
And I can sing along, but people probably don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell is so much better.
Okay. We're shocked in the live.